G'day again, everybody. David here again in Brisbane, Australia, for Dads Are Equal channel here on YouTube. I think I've nailed this video recording now. I've got this new application and I've been able to record a 10-minute video, so I've just posted it. So thanks for the guys that came back to tell me my last two postings weren't working properly. I should be okay now. Okay, we've been talking about the Courier Mail, which is the Brisbane newspaper, and here's an article again on Monday, November the 10th, 2008, and it's entitled 50-50 is not fair. We love to be controversial right from the start here at the Courier Mail. They really like to inflame things. Now here we go. I'll just read it, and you guys try and restrain yourselves as I work my way through the introduction. When an ill-thought-out law, forces divorced couples to split parenting equally, there's that word equal, don't like it, children can suffer, writes Matthew Fines Clinton. I'll just put his name up there just so Matthew Fines Clinton at the Brisbane Courier Mail. Right, anyway, I'm going to read this, so just bear with me as I'm kind of not looking at the camera because I can't do both at the same time. It goes on to start by saying, Kate can vividly recall the instant she learned of a family court judgment forcing her, we've got lots of inflammatory words, forcing her 6-year-old daughter Mia to spend equal time with each of her estranged parents. My initial thought was, they'll realise 50-50 parenting orders are a mistake, and in about 10 years' time, and that they've screwed up a generation, says Kate, whose real name and that of her daughter have been changed to protect her identity. There are cases where Mia has said to me, I live with you or I live with Dad, but I don't really have a home. That's really saddening. Well, I'm just going to throw something in here. Homes are created. Home for a child's created, and it's up to the parents to create a home. I've seen her compartmentalising her life, and I worry about that. Will these kids have romantic relationships where they can settle down in one life? I wonder how they'll ever go about making relationships for themselves that are permanent. After spending a week with one parent, Mia, now 8, will be dropped off at school on Friday morning. When she emerges from the grounds in the afternoon, the opposing parent will be there to pick her up. Great. And so the weekly cycle turns. Holidays are also split in half. Well, that sounds equal to me. Opposing is an apt characterisation. Mia's mother and father, who live within 30 minutes drive of each other in southeast Queensland, do not speak to each other, says Kate. There must be a lot of couples out there that don't speak to each other anymore. Bloody amazing. Against such a backdrop, she is confounded by how a court with their child's best interests supposedly paramount could impose a cooperative parenting arrangement. She's amazed that the father wants to spend equal time with his daughter. Like, that's just staggering. It's impossible for the court order to work, says Kate. It's impossible because we don't have communication between the two parents. Well, neither do I, Kate. There is no cooperation. No, that's why the marriage fell over. Probably. Shouldn't say that because I don't know. The Family Law Amendment, Shared Parental Responsibility Act of 2006, ushered the most sweeping innovation of family law since the passage of no-fault divorce in 1975. In child custody battles, a family court judge or federal magistrate must now presume that it is in the best interest of the child for the child's parents to have equal shared parental responsibility. The primary exception to the rule is where there are reasonable grounds to indicate a history of family violence or child abuse. Or totally right. There's no excuse for violence and there's no excuse for any form of child abuse. So we don't have any problem with that at all. That's a very responsible decision. Shared responsibility creates obligations towards joint decision making. Agreed. For major long-term issues such as education and health, Parents are legally bound. Oh, there goes the phone. Just a sec. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll just get back to say, while equal parental time is not automatic, an equal shared responsibility order requires the court to also consider instituting 50-50 time, or where that would not be reasonably practical, consider an order of substantial and significant time for each parent. However, Queensland Law Society Family Law Chairman Julie Harrington says that even in a typical substantial time order, where children may spend 5 nights every fortnight with their father, serious tensions may emerge. I have such a client, and the picture he draws of how the family functions is really quite sad, because the child, because he takes the child to the gym, mum won't. He takes the child to the piano, mum won't. That's all true. He says, my ex-wife keeps saying to me, our daughters can have one life in your house, another life in my household, and the child's got this sort of split personality, and I guess that's true as well. So here we go on more and more and more here in the Courier Mail, and I won't read the entire article, but maybe you can contact the Courier Mail. The guy's email address, maybe he'll send you a copy of the article. Again, his name is Matthew Fines Clinton. I just told it up there. Matthew Fines Clinton, and his email address is F Clinton. I'll just hold it up. It's probably the easiest way. I don't know if we can. No, you can't see that, so I'll read it out. F Clinton, FCLINTON, and then M for Matthew, at QNP, which is short for Queensland Newspapers, .news limited, NEWSLTD.com.au. Maybe you should contact Matthew and ask him for a copy of his article. It'll certainly get up your goat. It does mine, and it really concerns me, this discussion about that maybe it's better just to have one parent. You know, what are we willing to do as a society? We're willing to trade off a whole generation of mums and dads that can't have access to their kids and display all that love and concern and involvement in their life simply because we think it might be better for the child to grow up with one parent. Now, ultimately, we have to do what's best for the child, no argument. But it's a crazy argument because we've only been going since 2006 with this new family law structure, and we haven't had a generation of children to come through to go, this is not working. You know, the kids here, you know, it's only December 2008. So, you know, the kids that have come through this are a maximum of 2 years old. So they haven't grown up and matured into adults, and simply we can't say it's not working. What we have had, though, is 10s and 20s and 30s of years or whatever of dads generally not being able to see their kids, getting 2 days a fortnight, having to fight through family law to see their children. Many of you out there I know are going through it or have gone through it, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work. All it does is satisfy the lawyers by creating a conflictual situation, which is great for generating them fees, not about easily allowing dads to, and mums, and again I'm not generalising because we've got mums and dads out here, but again historically most cases when there's a split, the women here in Australia become the primary custodial parent. I don't agree with it. Dads are equal.